This is Nightline. Tonight, who shot Tupac?
Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA.
The only man ever charged in the California Love rapper's murder about to stand trial.
I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did, ever kill nobody.
As jury selection gets underway, how the notorious case was finally cracked.
Why had the case gone cold?
And a look at the evidence that might sway a jury. Is his police interview a confession?
What happened when you pulled up alongside?
That's true.
The reverberations still felt across the world of hip-hop and beyond. An inside look at the West Coast versus East Coast rap beef that took down another legend, the notorious B.I.G. of Big Papa fame.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
Suge Knight, the man riding with Tupac when he was gunned down.
And then what'd you see?
Blood.
Do you see people with the guns?
Listen carefully. Blood.
Now speaking out from prison.
This trial has nothing to do with me. And if somebody brings me there, it's gonna hurt whoever brings me there.
Will he be forced to testify? This special edition of Nightline, Who Shot Tupac? We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. This special edition of Nightline. Tonight, jury selection underway in the trial of one of the biggest unsolved cases of our time, the shooting of Tupac Shakur. The rapper gunned down nearly 30 years ago off the Las Vegas Strip. Tonight, the man riding alongside him, Suge Knight, speaking out about the trial and why he says he doesn't want to be on the witness stand. Here's Nightline's Ashan Singh.
Las Vegas, once again the center of an infamous crime. The murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. Jury selection beginning today in the trial of Duane Davis, known as Keffe D, accused of masterminding the fatal 1996 shooting near the Las Vegas Strip. Tupac's hits like California Love redefined hip-hop.
Say what you say, but give me that bomb beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA.
Immortalizing him in pop culture, his death and the mystery around it reverberating for generations.
Here you have a 25-year-old in the prime of his career, and then a very public murder, a drive-by shooting with no answers as to who, why, or how. This trial will hopefully answer those questions.
As the trial begins, Suge Knight, the man riding next to Tupac when he was shot.
That's my brother. I really love and care about him still today.
Speaking out from prison, where he's serving time on an unrelated case.
We'll never get the full truth or justice. And it's not a day go by that me personally doesn't think about Tupac. This trial has nothing to do with me. And if somebody brings me there, it's going to hurt whoever brings me there.
Tonight, we look back at how this notorious cold case finally got cracked. The dueling police departments that may have complicated the investigation.
I just don't believe a lot of the information that was being conducted there in LA was actually being shared with us.
There would be no indictment had we not did what we did then.
As all eyes are on what's to come at the trial of the only person ever charged for the killing of Tupac.
Hey Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Keffe D's arrest nearly 3 years ago.
New developments in the unsolved murder of Tupac
shook the world of hip-hop and beyond.
Police arresting Duane Davis, known as Keffe D.
Authorities calling him the only living suspect for a murder Americans have been obsessed with for years.
So what they got you for, man? Biggest case in Las Vegas history.
According to investigators, Keffe D's quiet life on this unassuming Nevada street masked the criminal past of a hardened gangster responsible for Tupac Shakur's murder.
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did, ever kill nobody.
Keffe D has pleaded not guilty. In an interview from jail last year, he maintained he had nothing to do with Tupac's murder.
They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas. I'm not, nowhere to be found.
The difficult part about this case is that there is no surveillance, no DNA, no murder weapon.
Back in 1996, Tupac was at the prime of his career.
I like to think I'm a revolutionary. I like to bring change.
The 25-year-old Death Row Records artist changing the rap game with hits like Keep Your Head Up.
We ain't meant to survive because it's a setup. And even though you're fed up, you keep your head up.
And breaking through in films like Juice.
Check yourself, Q. You gotta snap some collars and let them know you there to take them out anytime you feel like it.
Becoming a bona fide mainstream celebrity.
This is a superstar about to take a megastar turn.
That level of star power lost too soon.
It was definitely a big case to me as a kid growing up here.
Jason Johansson was handed the reins to the homicide division at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department in 2021.
Why had the case gone cold?
We knew what occurred and who did it. What we didn't have was a way to prove it in a court of law.
In 2024, ABC News learned that the Vegas police actually interviewed Keffe D in 2009, 14 years before his arrest. This is audio of what they're calling a confession, which took place in California, where Keffe lived at the time.
How do you feel about Tupac being dead now?
I wish it never happened, man. Right. I swear my life been up ever since.
Keffe D had long been on law enforcement's radar.
So we're in Compton, California, and it's the hometown of Keffe D. And it's not that big, it's about 10 square miles. But the gang ties here run deep, depending on where in the city you actually come from.
Duane Davis, by all accounts, was a well-established shot caller within the Southside Compton Crips. He had worked his way up through the gang, through narcotics trafficking and various other criminal activities.
Keffe D grew up with notorious figures in hip-hop, like Marion Suge Knight, the Death Row Records co-founder, who was with Tupac when he was shot.
And then what'd you see?
Blood.
Do you see people with the guns?
Listen carefully. Blood.
Keffe says when they were boys, they played sports together. Suge's dad, coach.
His dad and them taught us to be men. He was our football coach.
But in the 90s, Keffe and Suge found themselves on opposite sides of the raging battle between West Coast rappers and their adversaries from the East Coast. On one side, Suge's Death Row Records, which police say had connections with the Bloods. On the other, Bad Boy Records, which authorities say often hired Keffe D's Crips as security. It was founded by Sean Combs, decades before his downfall that sent him to prison for over 4 years. The label, home to artists like the Notorious B.I.G. of Big Papa fame.
Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
Duane Davis was the one who was organizing with Bad Boy Records to offer them protection.
When Keffe sits down with Vegas police in 2009, he tells his version of events from the night Tupac was fatally shot. It was September 7, 1996. It seems as though the entire world had come to Vegas to watch the much-awaited boxing match at the MGM Grand between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon. Tupac and Suge were in town, so were Keffe and his crew, who he says drove to town in that infamous white Cadillac.
Where did you stay?
I stayed at, what am I going on?
After the boxing match, Tupac, Suge, and their crew walked through the MGM Grand Hotel lobby. There, they encounter Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, Keffe's nephew. Tupac and his entourage are caught on hotel surveillance video attacking Orlando after Tupac allegedly learns that Orlando might have tried to steal a prized death row pendant months earlier.
When he went over there and punched Orlando Anderson, Tupac Shakur basically forced himself into gang politics.
What did Baby Lane tell you?
That they jumped on him.
Who?
The Death Row shooting him. They beat his arm in the socket.
According to prosecutors, that incident is what gave Keffe and his soldiers what he called the ultimate green light. After that fight, Tupac and his entourage head to Club 662, a nightclub Suge ran by the Strip.
And we had the light on Las Vegas and Flamingo, and Tupac hanging out the window, hey, and all the girls were going crazy on that corner.
What happened when you pulled up alongside?
Shooting.
Who got to shoot?
Lando said, give me your eye shoot.
Okay. So shoot. How many times did Orlando fire? Approximately.
Maybe about 5 or 6.
Keffe also telling authorities he was the one who provided the murder weapon.
Did you give the gun to somebody?
Yeah, I gave it to the cafe. I don't know who I specifically handed it to.
6 days after he was shot, Tupac Shakur succumbed to his wounds. Orlando Anderson had always denied his involvement in Tupac's murder. He died in an unrelated gang shootout in 1998. But Keffe D's words alone weren't enough to make an arrest at that point.
We had no corroboration, no other cooperation of any other individuals. Duane Davis walks in and says, I lied. We have nothing to backstop that. The key on this case was being able to backstop it.
Coming up, the rival police department also talking to Keffe D.
The combination of arrogance and ignorance would prove to be his undoing.
Plus, the man who all sides say would make a difference at the trial.
I'm not a part of that trial. I'm not a part of that crime.
It's 1997, and Bad Boy Records rapper Notorious B.I.G. is a star.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
With hits like Juicy
In the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall.
and Hypnotize. Authorities say Biggie was sometimes protected by Keffe D and his crew of Crips, who provided security when he was on the West Coast. His one-time friend turned rival, Tupac, dead for months.
He felt like Tupac had turned fans against him, but at the end of the day, he still had a deep love for Tupac. And he felt like if something could happen to Tupac, what says I won't be next?
For the second time in 6 months, a star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down.
The Notorious B.I.G. was killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles.
The genre lost two of its biggest stars in very, very, very violent fashion.
In death, like life, the similarities persisted, both murders unsolved. Many, including some in law enforcement, speculated they could be connected.
Keffe D and the Southside Crips, his gang associates, were all prime suspects.
In 2006, Greg Kading became part of an LAPD task force, reopening the case of Notorious B.I.G.'s murder.
Tupac's case and Biggie's case are both mired in so much skepticism and scandal.
Kading says that he and his team built a narcotics case around Keffe in an effort to get him to divulge anything he might know about Biggie's murder.
First time I met Biggie was in San Diego.
Facing up to 25 years on potential drug charges, Kading says Keffe spoke with LAPD after entering into what's known as a proffer agreement.
Somebody who has information about one crime might confess or relay that information. In return, he might get lenient treatment for another crime.
What did he tell you?
We go into questions about Biggie Small's murder, and his response was like, I can't really tell you anything about that. We didn't do that, but I can tell you about another one. We begin to understand that maybe he's involved in the Tupac Shakur murder.
So you were fitting to blast if you had to, or you were just...
Yeah, if we would have been on our side, I would have blasted.
Okay. So you hand the gun to the back seat?
Yeah.
Months after that LAPD interview, Vegas PD spoke with Keffe D as well, unaware, they say, of the proffer agreement.
There's huge frustration in Las Vegas. They felt that, wait a second, if this proffer agreement is real, and if the judge goes along with it, and if they throw out the confession, then our case collapses.
Was there any concern with the investigation that the LAPD had conducted and how that would conflict with the investigation that you guys were doing?
I'm going to choose not to answer that question.
I just don't believe a lot of the information being conducted there in LA was actually being shared with us in the manner that we'd become accustomed to would have been ours to actually prosecute.
In response to Sheriff McMahill's comments to ABC News, the LAPD said they are concerned and announced that they will investigate to better understand if information was withheld, and added the LAPD and Las Vegas Metro have a robust relationship and look forward to continuing this relationship.
If we look at the whole thing as a whole, had we not done what we've done, they wouldn't be where they are now.
Kading retired from the LAPD in 2010. No arrests have ever been made in Biggie's shooting. In 2018, Keffe D starts speaking publicly marking a turning point for Vegas police.
Who shot Tupac?
He appeared in the docuseries Death Row Chronicles.
To keep for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat for him.
That reinvigorates the investigation. More and more people begin to provide us with a better description of their recollection of that night.
And Keffe only continued talking, writing a book and appearing on YouTube channels like The Art of Dialogue.
Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
Prosecutors believed Keffe's repeated statements, both publicly and to police, serve as a blueprint for their case and are a breach of the proffer, which the defense disputes. In that jailhouse interview from 2025, Keffe D told a far different story, claiming he did not write his own memoir, was fed information by the police.
They ain't got no evidence. They don't have nothing. And they know they don't have nothing. Can't even place me out here. And they don't have no gun, no car, no Keffe D, no nothing. No, everybody on video but Keffe D. You know what I'm saying? This is wrong, man.
Sometimes it's smoking guns, sometimes it's surveillance, and other times the defendant is the star witness in a case. And that's the situation here with Keffe D. The prosecutor's going to show that he wasn't embellishing. He wasn't lying when he wrote this book. He wasn't lying when he gave these interviews, but he was telling the truth. And that's how the prosecution's going to try to prove their case.
Keffe D also claims that he was in Los Angeles, 300 miles away from Las Vegas, on the night Tupac was gunned down.
Prove that I orchestrated this.
If that's his defense, he might as well go out with a bang and walk in there and sock his lawyer right in the face. Because you already put yourself there.
ABC News first spoke to Suge the year after Tupac died.
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police?
Absolutely not. I mean, because, you know, I don't
Why
know.
not?
Because it's not my job. I don't get paid to solve homicides. I don't get paid to tell on people. So my whole thing is that's the authority's job to find out.
Suge is currently serving out a 28-year prison sentence in California for voluntary manslaughter in a fatal hit and run in 2015. He is on the witness list for this trial.
This trial has nothing to do with me. And if somebody brings me there, it's going to hurt whoever brings me there. If Keffe D lawyers bring me there, it don't look good for him. If the prosecution bring me there, it don't look good for them. Leave me out of it. Because they're not bothering anyone but me.
When asked whether he could provide pivotal testimony at the trial, Suge said this.
To actually get on the stand and point somebody out is worse than taking a gun and shooting that man in the head. Sending the man to prison is worse than killing him.
Today's jury selection, perhaps the start of the final chapter in the saga of who killed Tupac.
I'm innocent, man. And God got my back, and God will see me through this.
We'll be right back.
The jury selection process in this monumental trial could last a week, and we will, of course, be keeping close watch as it proceeds. For a deeper dive on this story, watch Who Shot Pac? The Murder of Tupac Shakur, now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. That's Nightline. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.